Hey everyone, and welcome to the Explainer. I'm Suresh. Today we're jumping into something that, let's be honest, can be a major headache for a lot of students, the SAT. But what if I told you the SAT isn't really about what you know? What if it's all about how you play the game? Well, today we're going to crack that code. Does this sound familiar? You're not just imagining things. That feeling, that sense that the SAT is almost designed to trick you? Well, it kind of is. But here's the thing. Every single trick has a pattern, and every pattern can be learned. So we're going to start treating this test like a puzzle, and I'm here to give you the cheat codes. So here's our game plan for today. We'll start by cracking the SAT's code. Then we'll get to know the battlefield. After that, we'll master the rules of engagement, lock in some winning strategies for test day, and wrap it all up with the champion's mindset. You ready? Let's do this.
All right, first things first, we need to make a major mindset shift. The SAT is not some magical barometer of your intelligence. It's a standardized test, and that word, standardized, is key. It means it has to be predictable. It's really a test of patterns.
This means your number one job is to learn how to think like the people who actually write the test. They literally use the same kinds of traps and tricky answer choices over and over and over again. Your job is to get so good at this that you can spot them from a mile away. And listen, this quote is from someone who got a perfect score. It wasn't about being a genius from birth, it was about learning the system. These are the insider strategies that top students use, and today, you're getting them too.
Okay, so let's get practical. To win any game, you have to know the layout of the field, right? And for the digital SAT, its very structure is something you can and should use to your advantage.
So, the digital SAT is what's called adaptive. Here's what that means in plain English. Your first set of questions, what they call the first module, is a mix of easy, medium, and hard. If you do well there, the test goes, okay, this person knows their stuff, and it gives you a harder second module. That harder module is what unlocks the door to a top-tier score. If you struggle, you get an easier module, which unfortunately puts a ceiling on how high you can score. So a strong start isn't just nice, it's absolutely critical.
And here's the breakdown of the battlefield. Two big sections, reading and writing, and math. Each one is split into those two modules we just talked about. But look closely at the timing. For reading and writing, you're looking at about 1 minute and 19 seconds per question. For math, it's a little more generous, at 1 minute and 35 seconds. The takeaway? This is not a test you can just casually stroll through. You need a plan, and you need to keep a steady pace.
Now that we know the lay of the land, let's get you armed with the rules that are going to do the most damage to this test. These are the high-impact strategies you'll find yourself using again and again. Okay, for the writing section, this is your absolute golden rule. If there's one thing the SAT hates, it's being wordy and repetitive. It rewards clear, concise language. So if you find yourself stuck between a couple of options that all seem grammatically correct, odds are the shortest, most direct one is the right answer. And here's a perfect example. Chronically and in a habitual way mean the exact same thing. It's just fluff, it's redundant. The correct answer just says what it needs to say and gets out. This right here is the heart of the SAT's preferred style. Now this one is a total game changer. For all practical purposes on the SAT, a semicolon and a period do the exact same thing. Their job is to connect two complete, standalone sentences. Why does this matter? Well, if you ever see an answer choice with a period and another one with a semicolon, and everything else is identical, you can eliminate them both because a question can't have two right answers. Boom, simple as that. All right, let's switch over to math. When you see one of those horrible-looking algebra problems with variables like x or y in the question and in the answers, please don't try to solve it like your math teacher would make you. Use this strategy instead, plugging in. You basically turn that abstract algebra into simple arithmetic that you can do in seconds. I mean, think about it. On one hand, you could try to wrestle with some complicated word problem that makes your head spin. Or you could just pick easy numbers, like say x is 10 and n is 2. Solve the problem to get your target number, and then just test your numbers in the answer choices. The one that matches your target, that's your winner. It's a super powerful way to just bypass all that complexity.
Okay, so you've got the rules down. Now, how do you actually execute when you're under pressure when the clock is ticking? This is all about the mental game on test.
This is another one of those huge mindset shifts. Honestly, it's often way easier and way more reliable to find what's wrong with an answer choice than it is to prove one is 100% correct. Every wrong answer has a specific, undeniable reason it's wrong. Your job is to be a detective. Find the flaw. The last one left standing has to be your answer.
And these right here? These are the test maker's favorite traps. They'll give you an answer that's a true statement, but it's just a tiny detail, not the main point. Or they'll give you one that's way too broad and goes beyond what the passage actually said. But the sneakiest one is the reversed relationship. It uses all the right keywords, but it completely flips the logic. Once you learn to spot these, they lose all their power over you.
Time, it's your biggest enemy on this test. So rule number 1, never ever let one hard question destroy your entire section. If you're spinning your wheels for more than a minute, just use that built-in mark for review feature and move on. You can always jump back to your marked questions later. Your goal is to scoop up all the easy and medium points first, then go back and wrestle with the tough ones if you have time.
And finally, let's talk about the most important piece of the puzzle, your own mind. Because all the strategies in the world won't help you one bit if anxiety takes over on testing.
So when it comes down to it, what is the single most important part of your preparation? Is it memorizing every single grammar rule or every math formula? Nope. It's truly believing that you are in control of this thing. This quote really says it all. Your score is not some permanent tattoo that defines how smart you are. It's just a reflection of your preparation. You have the power to change it. Every practice question you analyze, every strategy you master, that's you taking the wheel. And look, if you feel that test day anxiety starting to creep in, you have tools you can use. Simple, science-backed stuff like deep breathing or the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique, where you name 5 things you can see, 4 you can feel, and so on. You can do these right at your desk to calm your nervous system and bring your focus right back where it needs to be.
So there you have it. We've reframed the SAT. It's not some big, unbeatable monster. It's just a game. A game with a very clear and very learnable set of rules. And you now have the playbook. So the only question left is, are you ready to go out there and win?
Thanks so much for joining me on The Explainer. Now go get 'em.